kopa re tlhokomele kopa o mfe matla gore ke phethagatse di-plans tse ndo nyaka re di phethagatse ko gae.
One man is in jail tonight, but a manhunt is underway for two other suspects linked to the murder of Sibusiso Khwinana. The Matwetwe actor was laid to rest today. Risking his life to save a child from a raging river, an Alexandra man is being praised for his bravery. Good evening, I'm Shahan Ramkisoon. This is our top story. At least one person is behind bars following the murder of Matwetwe lead actor Sibusiso Khwinana. Police are still hunting for two more suspects. That's the news announced by Minister Bheki Cele at the actor's funeral in Soshanguve. Khwinana was stabbed to death in the city last weekend. Khayelitshe Khumalo reports.
The name Sibusiso means blessing, and he lived up to that, raising the flag of his family and community high. Khwinana's family is battling to come to terms with the tragedy.
You're in a better place now. Ke kopa re tlhokomele kopa o mfe matla gore ke phethagatse di-plans tse ndo nyaka re di phethagatse ko gae.
His peers are also inconsolable. Aged just 25, Khwinana was a well-respected theatre practitioner and even wrote several plays. But his lead role in the movie Matwetwe brought him to the attention of a much wider audience.
He was already great. He was already inspiring us. When I discovered him, when I found him at the State Theatre, he was already a genius that was changing a lot of lives. You know, it's crazy that a person can do so much in such little time.
There was some consolation for mourners when the police minister took to the podium at the funeral and said one suspect had been tracked down.
We have arrested one. We are chasing two.
Khwinana's senseless death has again underscored the high crime levels in South Africa and increased the pressure on authorities to deal with this scourge that's robbing too many innocent victims of their lives way too soon. Khayelitshe Khumalo, Soshanguve, Pretoria.
A 10th suspect has been arrested in connection with the killing of Teresa Tamane. The 13-year-old's parents took him to a Polokwane police station yesterday. Tamane's murder was filmed and shared on social media. The latest suspect will appear in the Polokwane Children's Court on Monday. Meanwhile, 3 adults will appear separately in the Magistrates' Court for a bail application. Angry residents protested outside the court when 5 other suspects appeared this week. The group of minors appeared in camera. Some residents have threatened to boycott the elections if the accused are not jailed. Take land instead of financial compensation and start farming to grow the economy. That's President Cyril Ramaphosa's message to the recipients of the Rural Development and Land Reform Restitution Program. Ramaphosa handed over 143 hectares of prime land to 2 families in Pretoria today. Govan Whittles reports.
Reflecting on his own family's dispossession.
I also, my own family, went through the pain of being forcibly removed, our land being stolen, being taken away on 2 occasions.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says under his leadership, government will heal the wounds of land dispossession.
And the wound at times oozes pus, it oozes blood, and it is still there, and it opens up now and again. But we are saying, as a government, we are prepared to heal this wound. This wound must be healed, and it will be healed when the land is returned to its original owners. And that we are going to do.
In the Pretoria suburb of Kilnerton, Toby Wotko pays tribute to his ancestors who lived here and looks back with regret.
From my observation, the funds we got through restitution was meager. It was little. It was not enough.
What would you have preferred?
I would have preferred land better than this because land is more viable than any other thing.
The Malobola family says it won't make the same mistake. At 101 years old, the family's matriarch has great expectations.
Basebenzele abantu ababo bakhona ukuphumelela ngoba na ungaberekiko yayibona.
Her grandchildren similarly have big plans.
We're going to farm with crops, and we're also going to do chicken farming, and also we're planning to use it as a camping site.
But for others, the amounts offered as compensation are enticing enough to accept.
So, Ramafa, 32 million.
The presidential land handover ceremony is expected to continue in other provinces throughout the year. Govin Whittles, Pretoria.
Now to this shocking story. Medical negligence claims have shot through the roof over the past 3 years. Claims against government health facilities across the country have increased by more than 50 billion rand from March 2015 to March 2018. Stefan Gosen has the details.
National Treasury says there is a disproportionate rise in claims lodged against its provincial departments. Claims have leaped from 28.6 billion rand to 80.4 billion rand in recent years, and payouts have increased from almost $500 million to 2.8 billion rand. The Western Cape Health Department says it settled claims totaling 86 million rand over the last financial year. 51 million rand has been paid out this year alone. Several attempts for comment from the National Health Department have gone unanswered. An insurance and healthcare attorney says Gauteng, the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal are the provinces with the most claims.
We routinely see claims for compensation relating to, among other things, birth-related injuries, misdiagnoses, surgical mishaps, and also delayed intervention by professional staff.
Changes in the laws, like the Road Accident Fund legislation, have added to the increased claims.
In recent years, there have been campaigns by certain regulators to educate members of the public about their rights as patients, and that includes the right to sue for damage.
While government strives to provide adequate health services, the enormous rise in claims seems to be emptying provincial health budgets. Stefan Gosen, Cape Town.
Some good news now. An Alexandra man is being lauded for his bravery. He risked his life to save a child trapped in the middle of the Yixke River. In a video posted on Facebook by businessman Mike Maile, the unidentified man carries the child to safety. It's not yet clear how the boy was left stranded on the pipe above the river. Curious onlookers cheer as he's carried to safety. Maile is trying to get the heroic man's details. He wants to nominate him for a national order. Stay with us. After the break, Empire star Jussie Smollett could face jail time or a hefty fine after being charged with 16 counts of reporting a false crime to police. Welcome back. The Congress of the People is upbeat about the upcoming election. The party says it's been growing steadily. It launched its election manifesto in East London today. COPE claims it's the only party that hasn't been touched by corruption. It hopes to convince South Africans to place their trust in its leadership and vision. It's promising free electricity, free schooling, and jobs for all.
The Constitution says that we must have power. We can elect people, and we must identify people that we want to elect and send to, not to vote for a party and a party chooses for you. Power is not in the hands of the people in that way.
Plastic straws and earbuds could be banned within the next year. The Environmental Affairs Department is currently in talks with industry bodies to phase out or completely ban certain plastic products in South Africa. The country uses about 1.8 million tons of plastic each year, but only 16% of that comes from recycled material. Yanka Tome has the details.
Single-use plastic can easily go from here to here, where it poses a serious danger to the environment. Plastic straws, earbuds, cups, tableware and polystyrene are considered harmful, especially to marine life. And these products can soon be taken off the shelves to help clean up the country.
There's a whole host of dialogues, discussions, debates that still have to happen. And as I said, we're looking at having these over the next few months, and before the end of financial year next year, March 2020, there will be some kind of policy instruments and policy guidance around how we will do this transition to phasing out some of these harmful products.
This would mean South Africans will need to find alternatives, like paper or bamboo straws, for example.
Yes. Definitely open for it if it's recyclable, but I mean, it's what? Paper, right? So if it's recyclable, why not? If you can save the world, yeah, why not? Yeah.
So you don't want to use paper straws?
No, I can't. Come on, no, it's not hygienic.
But the discussions are expected to be robust, especially around the availability, cost and impact of the alternatives.
The alternatives to plastic actually have 4 times the environmental cost than plastics themselves. So we need to be focused on how can we add greater value to that plastic waste stream. So it will incentivize people to not throw it away, not allow it to get into the environment.
In the meantime, the focus will be on awareness to encourage the responsible use of plastic. Yanka Tome, Johannesburg.
International news now. American actor Jussie Smollett has been charged with 16 counts of falsely reporting to police that he was the victim of a hate crime. The Empire star was previously charged for lying to police about a racist and homophobic attack by supporters of President Donald Trump. It's alleged he paid 2 brothers to stage an assault on him in a hoax orchestrated to somehow further his acting career. Smollett plays Jamal Lyon in Empire. Producers have removed his character from the final 2 episodes of the current season. After the break, you hear the details and then get the full picture as we visit the Animation Festival now on in Cape Town. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Weather Center. Throughout Saturday, we saw stormy weather building up across the eastern and southern parts of the country. All this thanks to this cut-off flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere that is steering tropical air into much of South Africa. Now, we are going to start off Sunday with unsettled weather persisting over the eastern and southern areas, and it will be pretty breezy for the cyclists taking part in the Cape Town Cycle Tour tomorrow around the Cape Peninsula. Then in the afternoon, we will see the storms intensifying, especially over the Eastern Cape, Natal and Mpumalanga, and also spreading down towards the Cape Peninsula. The thunderstorms will continue way into Sunday night for much of southern and eastern South Africa. Now, we have a watch in place for severe thunderstorms that are expected to result in localized flooding over the south coast and the adjacent interior, the southeastern areas of the Eastern Cape, and over western KwaZulu-Natal. Light to moderate winds are forecast on Sunday for the eastern parts of the country. It will be rather breezy, however, for the Eastern Cape coastal areas and around the south coast, and we are expecting windy conditions around Cape Town where winds could reach up to 35 kilometers per hour. Now, talking of Cape Town, here's how things are going to look like for the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Temperatures start at around 17 degrees in the morning with mostly clear skies. It's going to become partly cloudy around the Cape Peninsula throughout the day, and winds around Muizenberg could reach up to 35 kilometers per hour. Stronger winds are forecast as we go further south around the Cape Peninsula, as well as around Cape Point, where the winds could reach up to 40 kilometers per hour. We are expecting similar wind speeds as you round Chapman's Peak, where the winds could start at around 30 kilometers per hour in the morning and peak at 40 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. Then in Cape Town, The afternoon will look more like this, mostly sunny with temperatures peaking at 27 degrees. Now let's take it closer to your part of the country. We are going to see thunderstorms over the southern areas of the Northern Cape, where it's going to be mild to warm in most areas, mostly sunny and hot for the northern sections. Much of the Western Cape will be pretty unsettled on Sunday with isolated thunderstorms. Cape Town will be dry for much of the day, but could see some isolated thunderstorms late on Sunday night. It will be unsettled as well for the Southern Cape areas, where highs in the upper teens and lower 20s are expected. Similar temperatures are forecast for the eastern areas of the Eastern Cape, where scattered to widespread thunderstorms are forecast. We are also going to see widespread thunderstorms for much of KwaZulu-Natal, and it's going to be pleasantly warm for much of the province. Fairly unsettled weather is also forecast across Mpumalanga, where severe thunderstorms are possible for the Highveld areas. We are going to see isolated thunderstorms across much of the Limpopo province, Polokwane peaking at around 28 degrees. It will be unsettled as well for the northwest, where highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s are forecast for your Sunday afternoon. The Free State should also see stormy weather, and it's going to be mild for the eastern areas, but pretty warm for the rest of the province. Gauteng is also going to see thundery showers on a Sunday afternoon, with Pretoria peaking at around 30 degrees. Now on Monday, we are going to see unsettled weather across much of South Africa, light rain for Cape Town as well as around Richards Bay and Mbombela. Dry weather sets in around Gauteng on Tuesday, but it will stay stormy for the bulk of the country, with light rain persisting around Cape Town.
And finally, the 8th Cape Town International Animation Festival is underway. The gathering is the first of its kind on the continent and promises a little something for every animation enthusiast. Tanya Neft checks it out.
We've all at some point enjoyed a favorite animation, but ever wondered just what goes into putting it together? Well, visitors will get the full picture at the Cape Town International Animation Festival.
The industry is becoming global, and so the festival just is trying to catch up to all our fantastic artists. So this year we've got all our keynotes, masterclasses, workshops. You've got your beautiful artist alley so that you can see people and see what the work that they're doing.
Another exciting part of the festival is that it is fully interactive. Visitors here will have the chance to become part of the animation.
A lot of the visitors can come in and do a drawing like you've done. And as people do drawings, it gets added to the cycle, and at the end of the festival it's going to play and you'll see your drawing as part of this bigger piece.
The festival has grown in leaps and bounds since its inception, from only 30 delegates to more than 2,000 feet through the door now. And if you thought a career in animation in South Africa seems a bit far-fetched, think again.
Ever since I discovered what it was and the fact that people can actually do it as a job, I've been really passionate about it, and that's like the only thing I've wanted to do.
It's telling your own story in a way that not a lot of people tell their stories. Like live action is easy. Animation, you have such a larger platform, you can do amazing things with them.
When I first told my family that I want to study animation, they were like, what is that? And then I explained it to them and they're like, so you're just gonna sit around doing cartoons the whole day? And people, like, they have no idea.
The event runs until the 10th of March. Tanya Neft, Cape Town.
Here's a reminder of our top stories before we go. One man is in jail tonight, but a manhunt is underway for 2 other suspects linked to the murder of Sibusiso Khwinana. The Matwetwe actor was laid to rest today. And risking his life to save a child from a raging river, an Alexandra man is being praised for his bravery. From me, Shahan Ramkisoon and the rest of the team, take care and thanks for watching.